Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast in a game between Liquid Huck and mOoNan here on Metalopolis. This is game 2 in a series from MLG Dallas. And I just want to thank MLG Dallas for hosting the tournament. I know you had some technical issues, but nonetheless, I really enjoy being able to cast and watch high-level StarCraft 2 games with you. We have Liquid Huck spawning as the red Protoss player here at the 3 o'clock location. Meanwhile, mOoNan spawning here as the blue Terran. This is Terran versus Protoss here on Metalopolis. Now, this is going to be close flying spawning locations here on Metalopolis, so Void Ray play, Banshee play may become a factor just because of the relatively close flying distance between the two locations. Obviously, the Terran player wants to get as many early Marines as possible in order to fend off against any Void Rays, perhaps even a decent Viking, as a Viking can take down multiple Void Rays since it does move faster and has superior range. But I digress a little bit too far. Both players are just opening up with their standard builds so far. Now we are going to see use of this though, Naga Watchtower here, as it does control the major walkway in between these two bases. So walking up and down this location here will become a very important factor. And now the probe scouting, instead of doing a close spawn, now going to be scouting in this direction first. And this is not your typical scouting pattern coming in from the Protoss player. So the Protoss player going to quickly come up this ramp, and he may be able to get some damage onto this SCV, perhaps delaying that barracks. I don't believe so. No, only needs 15 seconds left. So it looks like that probe is trying to get to the SCV. There it is. SCV still wandering around. Still will be able to finish it off. Another SCV now coming over to join in on that fight. One SCV now dangerously or getting lower on hit points, as now two SCVs able to shoo away that probe. Supply depot already placed down. And now this SCV, going to do some scouting. And it looks like the probe going to try to come back up that ramp and get some damage onto that SCV. And that poor SCV now on that far side should be able to sit there for quite some time. And now you see the STV also doing some scouting as well, so perhaps he was able to see just from the right location where that probe does come from. And now the Marine now trying to come back. It looks like that probe is going to get shot down. The probe has to be very careful. It is walking a little bit further away as we are getting a Cybernetics core and a gateway. So both strategies are already in play, and now we see another another fast expansion attempt by mOoNan. So mOoNan going for a very early command center inside his own base, and this is going to become very important now. Liquid Huck does not or did not see inside his opponent's base, so he does not know that his opponent is currently already trying to set up an expansion here. So as long as mOoNan is able to get up a very strong economy, set up a bunker on the low ground, he should be able to... and now the probe, isn't the probe going to be able to make it up that ramp? The Marines are now making its way over. That SCV needs to try to pull away, and the Marines, unable to get that last final shot onto that probe. A bunker is now being placed down here, and now more Marines are still being trained. It looks like a Stalker wants to battle it up against 4 Marines. That is not going to be a fair fight, as those Marines are going to be able to outnumber that Stalker, and those Marines normally losing the Stalkers now able to catch up to that Stalker. And it looks like that Stalker was getting a little bit greedy, it was able to outrun it, but taking a lot of serious damage before finally backing off. We are going to get a pylon now down over here and then warp in some additional units, and this is going to be another 4-gate. SCV now sitting over here. Is it going to perhaps build, be able to repair that one bunker? That is going to be the key question. That one Marine needs to back off. No, it does not back off. And now the Stalkers is sitting over here, just getting as close as possible. Knows that there is not a bunker right there. Upgrading to an orbital command now, and also getting that factory, that bunker in a very nice position there, trying to back off. One Stalker. Surviving at 4 hit points. Nicely done. SCV is now coming down and offering some repairing love there once more. That bunker should be able to hold off any more attack, but this is going to be a 4-gate push. So it is going to be 4 gates now, warping in along this backside here. Zealots and sentries, perhaps. Sentries will be able to use those force fields and push away those SCVs if they try to repair, but no, it's just going to be mass Stalkers. So a lot of Stalkers now coming in, and the Stalkers are going to once again try to push in and not going to be able to get that much damage even further, as those SCVs are on auto repair and repairing and preventing a lot of that damage there. SCVs are going to continue to repair each other once more. SCVs are now starting to take some damage, but one Stalker traded for one SCV. Nice trade there, and now Liquid Huck once again using those shields, and this is such a powerful ability. Huck showing his superb micro, constantly letting those zealots and the units with shields constantly take that damage. SCVs are now constantly trying to repair that one bunker, but Stalkers are now pulling away. Down goes the Sentry, so the Sentry is now down, and both sides are battling it out. Not enough units here. We are going to get that one bunker. The bunker needed to be repaired. Not quite sure why those SCVs went on hiatus for just a moment, and now... And now a siege tank is out. Siege tech about to be finished. Marines need to come out in just a moment. Siege tech almost done. And as soon as siege tech is done, that is going to be very, very critical, as that siege tank will be able to have superior range. But now the zealots and stalkers are now taking some damage. That one siege tank down to 82 hit points, constantly needing to be repaired, now down to 30 hit points. Now sieging up, and it looks like it is going to get focused down anyways. So the SCVs are constantly trying to repair here. Now mOoNan once again up against a wall, trying to hold off a large army of stalkers and zealots. There are a decent number of marines and SCVs on auto repair, as one siege tank going to siege up here and start being able to blast at that choke point. And it looks like Huck is now going to use a warp prism and elevator his units in. So you can see that the stalkers are sitting over here. Marines are now trying to make their way over. We are getting banshees with cloak in just a moment. Needs to get more and more of that, as another siege tank is now going to reposition itself, perhaps using it right here just in case any units walk along the side. It will be able to get some serious damage in first. Banshee now currently being trained. The warp prism is now going to get picked up. A stalker going to join in on this, and if he can drop right into this location here, that would be absolutely perfect. You can see that mOoNan, does he see it? No, mOoNan does not see the sentries or the other units here, so you can see just beyond sight range, that one supply depot just beyond sight range, and this is a classic drop coming in, and there's going to be a lot of units inside this base in just a moment. Stalkers now coming out, and we are now in power mode, so pylon mode, and now more units are warping in as well. mOoNan in a desperate attempt to try to hold off this attack here. Siege tanks, SCVs now pulling back. This siege tank not doing anything at all. A Banshee now needs to engage, and now the zealots and stalkers are continuing to battle it out here, just destroying this base. Siege tanks aren't really able to do much. The Banshee does have cloak now, or it will have cloak in just a moment, but it may be too little, too late. More units are still coming out. A siege tank now battling out. Once again, the siege tank over here trying to get as much damage as possible, but the stalkers are dealing so much damage. This one Banshee looking to try to get some probes and kills on the mineral line, but mOoNan doesn't even realize that stalkers are attacking his natural expansion as well. Huck just doing a superb job in this battle, attacking on all fronts. A Marine finally getting inside that bunker, and SCVs calling over to repair it now. We are getting a Banshee inside the base. The Banshee trying to even up the count. Not going to work out very well. Stalkers are going to be able to warp in just a moment and finish out off that Banshee. Did use that cloaking research just at the right time, but still so much battling happening here. Marines now in that bunker on the low ground, not able to do much. This orbital command should perhaps be lifted off, but the Banshee is getting a lot of kills, already up to 16 kills, but it doesn't matter. Huck gonna finish off that one particular Banshee there, and now it just depends on army size, and obviously army supply. 42 versus 6, things not looking good. 15 workers compared to 9. I don't care how, like, even with 2 mules, you are not going to have enough production in order to be able to fend off this attack any longer. And mOoNan going to lose this game to a 4-gate push strategy, followed with that warp prism play. That warp prism play was absolutely brilliant and key in taking down mOoNan. I guess it was just the fact that that one supply depot, if he had built it 2 or 3 frames closer to this one spawning location here, the Marines and the Marauders, Marines and the siege tanks could have taken out the early sentries and stalkers before the reinforcements came. As soon as 4 additional stalkers came and then 4 more warped in, that was just the end of it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 replay between Liquid Huck and FXO mOoNan here on Metalopolis.